Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Dale Altman, joined by my co-host, the Orange Arrow, Derek Davis, a.k.a. Poseidus at times, but not lately. It's okay. And our boy with us tonight, Kieran. He's been on quite a bit lately. He's funny. We love him. We love having him on.
No, I appreciate you.
And Whit may be on at some point. Sent the link out to her. I don't know for sure. But we've got plenty to talk about. But before we get into yesterday's game and all that stuff, I do want to go ahead and shout out Birmingham Meadery, our sponsor. Derek, I was going to say, you usually...
You know what I got, baby. You know what I got.
All right. What kind do you have? Can you pronounce the name
come
this
on.
time?
You going to do this to me?
No. All right. If you can't.
It's Sylvae Obscure.
Okay. We'll assume that's halfway right.
You know what? We'll just go with that. I was going to explain everything else, but we'll leave it at that.
But shout out to JR and John. Good guys doing big things. Love what they're doing. And like I teased before, may have a little something in store for us this coming season as well, later on in the year. So watch out for that.
Oh, God, dude.
Are you smelling it and everything?
It smells phenomenal, man. I don't know. Okay. Like? You know, I'll say this. Since Travis can't rag on me because he's not on the show, I'm going to rag on him a little bit. He always says it smells like cheap wine, but I'm telling you, this right here,
yeah,
you can literally smell the blackberries in this. Blackberry wine is one of my top favorites. So
I certainly don't think it smells like cheap wine. I mean, it smells like some pretty good, strong stuff. Like, I've been really starting to dig it. I'm down to half of a bottle of the 2 bottles I had.
Oh, man. Hey.
Good?
I'm getting a little frisky already. I'm ready to talk some Bengals football and drink.
All right, I'm gonna kind of run this as the host. Throw out the topics, throw out the things to talk about. We'll toss them to Karen and back to you, Derek, and then I'll give my 2 cents here and there.
Oh, do we say 15% off Bengals Brew?
Yeah, I always forget that.
I wasn't sure. We kind of started talking about as I was pouring it. I wasn't sure if we said it or not, but yeah, 15% off 2 or more bottles, 21 or older.
Yeah. So look for that. Check it out. Bengal Brew. No S on either one. All right. So yesterday's game, it was awesome to be back in the jungle because we can still say the jungle. It's always been the jungle. So whether it's Paycor, Parkour, Paul Brown, still the jungle, baby. So
the core.
It's all good. Yeah, the core, whatever you want to call it. It's fine. Mm-hmm. It's a great time.
Just don't call it what did I call it? Paycor Field?
It doesn't matter.
I know.
Anyways, so pretty early on, and I think something that people are really, really I don't know if upset's the right word, but concerned is probably the best word to put, is our left guard situation. When Jackson Carman's supposed to be the starter and he goes out there against second and third stringers, he has penalties. He's getting constantly bull rush, pushed back into the quarterback. Just a piss poor performance. Like, I mean, not what you want to see. I know it's preseason game 1, but he should look better than that.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we just going to go off the top ropes right off the bat? I mean,
I just said I'm hosting this, and then I'm going to give a topic, and we're going to go to Karen and back up to you, Derek. Follow the script.
Let's go, Kieran.
Jackson Carman was fucking ass. Let's just be real. I'm not going to mince words just because he's on our team or some people might like him. No, he was fucking dog shit. It is the worst performance I've seen out of him. Come on, bruv. I've had enough. So get Volson in there. We brought Volson in. He looked good, bro. I'm not saying he was like a Pro Bowler or nothing, but he looked steady. He understood the protections and he got the job done. So I think week 1, if this happens again next week, start Volson week 1. Fuck it. Why not?
Derrick?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to be a little more, I guess, PC on this because I thought when you watch like the first 4 or 5 plays, he was getting penetration. I mean, he was bullying guys over. Did you see the first like 4 or 5 plays before the first initial sack? Is what I'm saying. Before the first initial sack, and then on the one where he just got absolutely manhandled and pushed back into the quarterback, I want to say that it felt like that did something to his psyche or something because from then on, he was absolute trash. So I don't know, and they had even mentioned something on the broadcast because I watched it over because I'm fucking psycho. But they even mentioned something about how one of the rushers that they swapped him out between the defensive end and the D tackle playing on that right side. So maybe he got into more of a physical guy up against him. I don't know, but when he just went straight back with him. From then on, it was like you guys said, it was absolute ass.
But, I mean, if he's getting manhandled by backups, like, I'm sorry, man. We got to protect Joe. Like, I mean, yes, we spent the money. I'm very happy with the front office. And I'm not going to sit on here and just crap on Carmen nonstop, blah, blah, blah. What are we going to do to fix it? So, like, Derrick just put that comment up. I think, we got to get Volson in there early, number one. We got to get Volson in there early. So Volson needs to be coming in right away next week. I don't care. He should be in there with the ones. And I would be on the phone with Quentin Spain yesterday, He was
in northern Kentucky.
So.
He was hanging out. Now, I will say this was, Kieran, Dale, do you guys want to just go on to Volson from there? Or?
Well, I mean, we're still talking the left guard battle. So if you guys have anything else you want to add to that before we move on to the next topic, that's fine. Because I feel like it's okay to take a little more time on this one. It's our biggest issue. It was our biggest concern.
I have an outlandish idea. So the potential is Bates might not re-sign, right?
He was at the stadium even last night.
Yeah.
If he's not going to re-sign, package Bates, maybe even throw Carmen in there. Get a premier left guard or someone who's just a good trade value for Bates. Stick them in. Look, we upgraded that whole goddamn line besides Jonah Williams' spot, essentially.
And we didn't need to upgrade that spot, really.
Exactly. He's been great. We got Lyell, we got Ted, we got Alex. That's pretty much the whole line there. I'm not having Joe get hurt because of one goddamn weak link. And if Bates ain't going to resign, then he's trade capital at this point. We can't just be like, oh, no, we'll let you walk or whatever and get nothing for you. No, trade.
Well, you'd still probably gather a comp pick. And if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, you probably want Bates. That's the only reason I see that they may keep him. But we could go ahead and get into that next topic unless Derrick's got any more on this left guard.
Yeah. I just have one more thought on the Volson situation. And I hate to say this, but he didn't wow me. And that's what worries me. I thought he was solid, but he didn't wow me. He had like maybe 1 or 2 good plays where he was, dealing with the flip where they tried to do some I can't think
the stunt
when
they do stunts.
Yeah, when they do stunts and stuff like that. He had one really good, but other than that, it was just kind of It worries me because it's up against 3s and 4s, and he didn't stand out. Like when I specifically put my eyes on him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then Matt, my buddy that we have a shameless plug, our Blue Jackets podcast, the Brew Jackets that we just started. So you guys can check that out on audio platforms if you get a chance.
All right, Jeff.
Hey, I'm not gonna talk about it a whole lot, man. Hey, those guys are running the show. I'm just trying to help get it up and running for those guys. Like our boy Kevin knows a lot about it, and he's trying to teach Matt Santori, and I know a decent amount about it. So I think it's fun. I like the Blue Jackets. Matt is saying sign Treader. The Browns lost their center. I could definitely see them reaching out to him. Improve yourself and hurt them at the same time. Because, listen, yes, we have Ted Karras. But Trey Hill, he wasn't the worst of what was happening on the line last night. Like Isaiah Prince and Carmen and there were several guys that did not look that good. That we were Adeniji had some problems last night. So guys we were relying on last year against backups still weren't even looking that good.
Yeah,
So
Prince ain't been good since he turned himself into a symbol. It's been real disappointing.
And do we? Okay, this is killing me right now because I can't. think of
Whitney
anything
joined.
else.
Hey, Whitney, how you doing?
Hello, Whitney. How are you?
Hey guys. Hey guys.
Our center from last year. Help me with the name.
Hopkins.
Trey Hopkins. Yeah. Do we know anything? Like, what's the situation with him right now?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. Is he going to continue to even play? You know, some guys, you know, like, I mean, that could like Wyatt Hubert that we seen today retired, you know, like, you know, maybe he's just done. Who knows?
Game. Yeah.
But, Whit, do you have any thoughts? Because we're still on topic 1 from the game. So we'll get yours and then I want to move on. So the left guard situation.
I agree with you guys. Carmen's out. I'm out on Carmen. I'm done. I'm just kind of ready to move on from that. It was a project. It was like an experiment that did not go well. We gave him a shot. And for me, I think the answer is obvious. You get Quentin Spain back. You sign him on a 1-year deal. You make him your starter. And then you train up Volson behind him. Let them compete for the job. And then, you know, Volson will get snaps. They rotate in and out offensive linemen to give him breathers even when things are going well. So if Volson surprises everybody and comes out and dominates and takes the job away from Spain, then okay, that's great. But I think it's a Spain-Volson combo, and that's the only way to go with it. And I'm shocked we haven't done it yet. But I'm glad we saw how ass it was in week 1.
Yeah.
Because we got to get it fixed now.
Okay, I will say this. Has anybody watched any more football than just the Bengals this past weekend?
Yes.
Backup offensive linemen are absolute ass all over the league. I mean,
of course they are.
You know,
but Jackson's meant to be a starter.
About, like you said, we're talking
but Jackson,
about our starting left guard. So
yeah, he's supposed to be the starter, and Quentin Spain is a proven commodity that has played well in this league for a sustained period of time. Like,
I love me some Quentin Spain.
I'm part of Spain gang. Hell yeah. Like, he's more than serviceable. And then you get a young guy that has some actual potential like Volson. What more perfect duo than that? He can learn from him. I don't know. I think it's crazy not to go ahead and do that. And yeah, most offensive linemen are bad. I think it could have been Big Whit, but I heard an offensive lineman talk once. Like, if you even look at the really good offensive line guys in the league, the first couple years of their film is probably pretty shit because it's one of the hardest to make the leap from college, like position group wise, it's a hard transition. So I don't expect someone to play amazing their first couple seasons. I just think we see it's bad enough and that it's not improving enough that I'm done with the experiment. I mean, if Volson's already looking better than you and this is the first snap he's ever taken in the NFL, come on.
Yeah.
We know she brings the heat. We know, Thomas.
She definitely does.
Especially given their pedigree.
Last thing on the offensive line.
You're killing me, Derek.
Did anyone see where they New England they were struggling with the wide zone? Could it be something to do with the wide zone that our guys are having issues picking up, and that's why their play is lacking? I mean,
it depends how if they're running it, then they should have had adequate reps to get themselves ready and get themselves set. It's not like something that they've never run in college. And especially for a guy like Jackson Carman, he comes from one of the premier college football programs, Clemson, and Volson came out of like an FCS team. So even just based on
pedigree, Carolina Coastal guy?
Yeah.
Is he the Carolina?
Coastal Carolina, yep.
Oh, Coastal Carolina.
Who,
so
Volson?
Volson's
North Dakota State.
That's right.
FCS program.
Who came from?
His level of football is Jackson Carman should know this. He should have been doing reps like that at Clemson. He should be working in an NFL-style offense and an NFL-style program in Clemson. And Volson has not been in that, but clearly is just a lot more talented, has either hit film harder or just is getting better reps in practice. And I think that's a sign that if Carman can't even play to the level he was at in college, but he's getting outplayed by an FCS guy, then start Volson. It makes sense.
Since we're never going to pivot, since we're never going to pivot from this topic, apparently, like I've tried to,
I'll pivot.
I like Frank Pollock, but it's if we start to see that in the regular season, I think that's when we would question it, Dustin. Like, if we're seeing these guys we signed that are proven commodities not being able to protect for Joe, then we have to start asking, okay, is Frank Pollock, is this scheme working with what Zach wants to do? You know what I mean? As an O-line coach, teaching the players in that offense. But until we see these new acquisitions, I don't think we can judge based off of this one preseason game like anything about Frank Pollock.
You mentioned the
Frank
Patriot.
Is proven. Frank is proven. He's proven himself year after year in the NFL, not just on the Bengals. So it's not Frank.
He's got more to work with this year here than he's ever had. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, let's let him work with these guys with talent and see them on the field first.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. So let's be more positive now. You shut your dirty mouth, Derrick. I said I'm going to kind of do this because we got a bunch of topics. Yep. So we'll go down to Whit, Karen, up to you. So just don't interrupt everyone this time. So Evan Mcpherson, Money Mac, shooter, whatever you want to call him. Oh, my gosh, phenomenal.
He's still my beating heart.
Whit, I mean, I just figure we all have to just bow down to the king.
I mean, who was it? There was something, maybe it was Munoz or something on the broadcast last night that, like, after Evan got done with the kick, is like, have you ever felt such electricity from a kicker? Like, he walks out on the field and everybody goes nuts. He's a freaking rock star, dude. He is a rock star, and we are so lucky to have him. It's insane. That's and awesome. It changes the game. It changes offenses because now all of a sudden,
can't wait.
You can score from anywhere. I know, you can't wait.
He's struggling. Yes. Go ahead, Karen.
Shooter! That's what I got to say, bro.
That's all he's got. Go ahead, Derrick. He helped you out. Oh, he kicked himself out.
No, that was me. No, I was just saying, like, the only thing I thought was funny was, like, when he, like Whit said, when he came out, everybody started cheering. Dale was like telling everybody, be quiet. And I'm like, you know what? Was it you?
No, it was someone else beside us. And I said, no. I was like, they were like, you're supposed to be quiet on offense. And I was like, dude, it's a field goal. Evan, like, it hypes him up. Plus, it's preseason.
I was about to say, it's preseason.
I just started thinking, simulating the crowd noise and everything for away games and stuff like that. This is the best time to do it, to see if he, keep that ice in his veins. And my God, dude.
We were showing him
who's icier, Joe Burrow or Evan McPherson?
Joe Burrow.
Joe.
I mean, I think it's
I don't know
right now. Honestly, I think they both are built from the same cloth, man.
Exactly.
Evan went to Florida. Joe went to LSU. Them boys are different.
Whatever. They have the same ice water in their veins, dude. I'm telling you. Pure Ohio tap water. Frozen.
Joe's just got better sunglasses.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm in love with him. He's awesome.
Guys, am I freezing at all? Because the screen's starting to freeze up for me a little bit.
A little.
We can hear you, but your video is not great.
Yes, no. Okay.
You sound great, but
I'll be back. Continue with the rookies if you can.
So
I talk about Dax Hill. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say this is also probably negative, so Dale doesn't want to hear it. So while he's gone, another rookie that I'm kind of ready to move off from is our tight end, Thaddeus Moss.
He's not a rookie, but
he's not a rookie.
That was sad for me.
Okay,
I know what you meant. First season,
he hasn't played.
He hasn't been.
And so, so like the fans have been screaming since we drafted him the year before last, like give him a shot. And I think mostly because of his last name, but also a little bit because he balled out with Joe Burrow and at LSU a little. But he's not built for the NFL, dude. And those penalties last night, I hope his dad kicked his ass on the phone afterwards.
Which is crazy because LSU as a blocker, he was fantastic. He said that to the coaches a lot at LSU. He's like, hey, I don't want people only looking at me because of, who my dad is. And he differentiated himself from that at LSU. by being a premier blocker. He caught some great passes. He mossed someone, for fuck's sake. We saw some of the great stuff he done, but his primary utility at LSU was, getting his hand up under some dude's pads and helping the run game or more protection for Joe. And that's what he was good at. He just, I don't know whether he's not bulked up enough in the offseason. The injuries are still kind of hurting him, but he just looks like a shell of the guy he looked like when he was playing at LSU. And it's honestly a little bit sad to see.
It is sad, but the fact it's reality, right? You peak in different places, and some people, they peak at college. That's their high level of performance. That's where they can kill it. And then they get to the NFL and it's just, they're swimming in the deep end, and some of them just can't swim like that. It's no shade on him. I like the guy. I wanted it to work out so he'd be some depth in the tight end room. But what I saw last night, I was like, I'm done with that experiment too a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, right now we had Drew Sample's injured right now. I think Wilcox, he went out with an injury too. So right now it's Hayden Hurst and Thad Moss right now. So do we look at? I mean, if you guys were out there, would you sign what's the guy from the Steelers a couple years ago?
Eric Ebron?
Name now. No, the Steelers. I can't remember his name. But would you sign any other tight end? Just pick any up, or would you
even if it's just a undrafted free agent who tested good? I think we gotta grab someone because, as Whitney said, Thad just is not getting it done. And like I said, it's sad for me to admit that as an LSU fan, but I think the best course of action now is go get someone. Even if we trade for someone, you probably get a half decent tight end for like a 5th round pick. So I just say we go grab someone. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'm happy for Hayden Hurst, but you need 2 guys.
Yep. My boy, everybody talking up, always got to talk up Drew Sample. But no. I mean, as far as the tight ends go, do you guys want to roll into a little bit of the offensive side of the ball and stick with that and talk about, we went from the offensive line to the tight end. Let's go a little further out and maybe talk about, I guess, further back, because we're going to wait on the receivers for a little bit, but talk about Chris Evans. I mean,
what a stud. He's a superstar. He's a little superstar in the making.
Derek, I sent you all my notes. There's no way you talked about
it's right here.
Dax Hill, Jeffrey Gunner, or Zach Carter yet.
No.
The rookies.
I haven't looked at the show notes. You sent it to me and I was driving, so I didn't really look at it.
Well, I want to talk about some of the rookies that stood out early on, okay? So one of them being Dax Hill, which I think you guys already talked about, right? You were talking about that when I was getting off here. So I'll just say
we didn't talk on it properly.
Hey.
No, we didn't talk about that.
Look at that right there. Look at this beautiful jersey this is actually from China, because I don't think
Oh my God.
Did you just cut him off?
Yeah. What are you, dude? Dax Hill.
I want to talk Dax Hill. Let's talk
It'll get to you. It'll get to you. Jesus Christ. I told you that.
He acts like I'm just a special guest or something. I mean, I've got power now too.
Oh God.
It's a power struggle in the live stream.
So what's your thoughts on Dax Hill?
He proved he lived up to the hype, right?
Yeah,
so it's gonna be like this all night, isn't it? Just cutting each other off. Yeah, he lived up to the hype. I was happy for him, for sure, and for us.
Yeah, I liked him. Looked good. Great pass breakup. Looked like he knew what he was doing out there, getting very well adjusted. You could see him as well, talking, communicating with the other guys on the defense, which is very, very important. The defense does not work without communication. So seeing a rookie going out there and talking and letting people know what he sees and they're talking back to him, I was just pumped to see that. I think that's fantastic. Regardless of how well the defense performed as a unit, just to know that guys, are in a rhythm, they are talking. Like I said, everyone's got their head on a swivel. I get that it's preseason, but I was really, really impressed with Dax Hill last night.
Yeah, it was seamless. He didn't look like a week 1 rookie.
Oh, for sure.
I was going to talk about, he almost had 2 interceptions. Like, he was breaking on the ball. I mean, he was reading things right. That touchdown he gave up early really wasn't on him when I watched it back. Like, that was just everyone bit on that play fake, so there was no one to contain the end. And, I mean, that happens. So, all right, Derek, talk about your baby.
Hey, I was just going to say, I thought he looked great. A lot of people, I was reading some comments and stuff, and they were talking about, you got to come down with those interceptions and stuff like that. But, hey, it's preseason. If he comes out the year with 2 or 3 interceptions, I'm ecstatic. Especially for, he's going to be more or less going to be a part-time player anyway. So if he can come down with a couple of those, then I am through the roof happy.
It was his first snaps in the NFL. Mm-hmm. He was balling out.
Yeah.
And I'm also fine with him, not necessarily having the greatest hands and coming down with those interceptions, as long as, okay, it is a pass breakup and he's not doing like a Trayvon Diggs and getting toasted on every single route, but because he has a bunch of interceptions, people are like, oh, he's great. I would rather him have 2 picks and have given up 300 yards all season than be like Trayvon Diggs and have 10, 11, 12 and have given up 15 and 100 yards in a season. So I really like what I saw out of him. And I think, honestly, this might just be the homer in me because obviously I'm a Bengals fan, but I think he looked better than Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton, he's trash. Forget that guy. He's a rat bird. But I'll close the Dax Hill out with that one interception, since you said, like, with coming down with it, to be like, he did a great job just going up to get his hands on that ball. And then that was just kind of the hitting the ground. Like, those are hard to come down with. So, but some other rookies, Jeffrey Gunner, man, that guy was getting some great stops, some great pressures on the quarterback. He looked really good. I know we're hyped for Osai. It didn't seem like he played a lot to me. It seemed like Sample was in more. And maybe they're bringing him back slow. Want to have him full speed for week 1, but I think Gunner's making a big push. So
I was so happy for that guy last night. Like, he put his name on the map. He looked like a grown ass man out there. He looked like he belonged.
Oh, he's a big boy.
I mean, I know he's going against backups, but like, that's a really good starting point for him. You got a lot to work with.
Mm-hmm. I seen there was a couple snaps where Osai was. I mean, do you guys want to talk about Osai a little bit? Because I think he was playing inside more, I thought, than he was playing outside.
I think potentially that's just obviously coming off an injury. He may just not have that burst, and they may not want him to be super explosive week 1 of preseason. So we got a couple of snaps of him there at the inside, and just the threat of him, that's why guys like Deron Payne and stuff are such great nose tackles and defensive tackles, is because they're the size of them and people are scared of them. So they eat up blocks. We've seen it at the Cowboys with Osa Odigizua, not a necessarily high-ranked player, but he come in and just the sheer size and ferociousness he plays with, he starts eating up blocks. So I think that's what we're seeing from this D-line is everyone's a little bit scared of our D-line. They're not getting enough credit because too many people are focusing on Trey and Sam. Yeah, fantastic players, but they're forgetting we got guys in the interior. We got guys who can rotate in at the edge. So this whole team is looking scary, and they was just eating up blocks last night.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything on Gunter before the next rookie I want to talk about?
Yeah, I was going to say the only thing it was really hard to tell because they were getting a lot of push, and it seemed like Arizona was just like, you know what, these guys are getting penetration, so they just started doing screen pass after screen pass, and then doing like the dropping the ball down to the running back and stuff like that. I mean, I think that's the only reason why they scored what they scored was just because our guys were getting such solid push that they just started dropping it down into the running backs and stuff.
Well, I don't think this can be overlooked either. Like, we already were down our top 3 corners plus Cam Taylor-Britt, who we're hoping to be our 4th corner. So, Jalen Davis looked good at times and then not so great at others. But, I mean, he's a back end 5th, 6th depth piece, fighting for a spot.
Yeah.
So another guy I thought, sticking with the D-line and rookies is Zach Carter. I thought he flashed too, run support and pass rush. He made some very good plays.
He's a big old boy too. I did not realize how big he was until I saw him. You know, him standing next to
he's a huge bitch.
Huh?
I said he's a huge bitch.
I didn't realize because he played DN, right? In college? Did he play DN in college?
Yeah. I think. He did a little of both, but he did played outside quite a bit for him.
Yeah, I was just going to say he looks like just going to be a natural freaking run stopper.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got any thoughts on Zach Carter, Karen?
The Florida boy. I don't know if I have to big him up. No, he looked good though. Got big long arms, loves to tackle. He's one of those dudes who you kind of like think is a little bit of a psycho because when you see him get their hands on someone, they're just smiling. But yeah, he was consistently good at Florida. Never good enough to beat LSU, but then again, who is? So he just looked fantastic last night. I think, I was worried that he was going to have a little bit of trouble adjusting to the game and maybe some of the more exotic defenses that NFL teams run. But he looked pretty good out there.
Yeah, this guy said he's seen him getting blown back on the goal line play. So, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, being a rookie and all that, yeah, and playing a little more DN, he's probably going to need to keep working. But he showed flashes as a rookie, and he's a depth piece, and we need that. And so I thought it was a good. Whit, did you have anything on Carter you wanted to say?
No, not really. Nothing that you guys hadn't said. I was happy for him last night. He jumped off the page just a little bit, so there's something there.
I mean, keeping on the D line real quick. Did we say prayers out for what Ryan Hubert or not Ryan Hubert? Freaking
Wyatt
Hubert. Did anybody say anything about that? So.
I mean,
hopefully,
do what's best for him. And I hope, whatever he does after football, whether it was injuries or mental health reasons or whatever reasons, those guys have every right to make whatever choice is best for themselves. And he made his.
We wish him the best. I was surprised to hear it today, but I obviously wish him nothing but good stuff. So.
And from a football standpoint, I think who we're talking like Gunner and, we still have Khalid Kareem who didn't play either, but and Osai and Henderson and Hubbard, we've got some pretty good depth there at that position that I don't know if he would have made the roster this year anyways, but that's regardless. Let's just hope the best for the man and, whatever he does in his future.
Yeah.
All right. So, Derrick, Chris Evans. We'll let you start, and then down to Karen and Whitney. I thought he looked really good.
Yeah, I mean,
understatement.
What is there to say? I mean, just like Evan Mcpherson, dude. I mean, if the number 2 job ain't his by week 1, then I don't know what to say because he just has just that more. I mean, it's like when you're watching.
He has it.
Tony Pollard.
He has it.
He just has that burst. Tony Pollard has that burst that Zeke don't have anymore. And Chris Evans, he just has whatever it is. He has it. That freaking that one run play where he just bounces it out to the outside and runs for 40 or 50 yards, whatever it ended up being. I can't remember.
60 yards. 60 yards and got called back. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I was saying in when we was in the stands, it's fine. I don't care about the call. Now, do we want to clean up the penalties? Yes, absolutely. But there was no way that guy was touching him anyway. So
How is his blocking? How is Evans blocking? I'm not very good at tracking guys when they're blocking instead of running the ball, but how is he there?
Yeah, I didn't really follow too much on it. Kieran, you got any thoughts
from last season? I mean, he's adequate. He can throw a couple. I mean, he's not like a premier guy who's out there who's going to be in there in pass protection looks. I think P. Ryan was obviously a lot better at that, and Mixon is pretty good at it.
That's why P. Ryan's got the job over Chris. That's why I was wondering, if anyone noticed if he had really improved there or not.
Yeah,
because I think that's the only thing keeping him from a starting role.
Because Evan he's a far better runner with the ball than P. Ryan is, but you need to be able to do both in this league. And I think people are shitting on Perine a little bit just because of those 2 big drops in the playoffs. And then in the Super Bowl last year, he may or may have not been able to get to that pass from Joe Burrow. So I think maybe he's getting a little bit too much criticism. But Chris Evans, man, and I'm going to take credit. I saw him at training camp and I said, ball out, bro. And then he balled out. So that's
it's all for,
yeah,
he did it for Karen. I don't think it's shitting on Perine. I think it's giving Chris Evans the credit that he is talented enough and has the burst and the speed and the hands. And that Detroit game, he laid at least that one hellacious block that stands out. I remember, pretty solid blocking. And he's a damn good kick returner. So I'm like, his stock is up. The only thing I was like, why is he playing so much? I told Derrick that. I'm like, Derrick, did he piss these guys off? Because I'm like, he looks so great. Why did they keep playing him?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say that our other guys like Trayvon and I'm trying to think of the one Jaquez Patrick those 2 guys.
Travion Williams,
yeah. Those 2. They're just kind of those big mauling backs. So maybe that's why, maybe once they saw what they needed to see from him, whenever they got him put into passing situations, maybe he was out there on those situations because they don't have anybody else for that.
Could be durability,
but
could be durability reasons also.
Yeah.
Like, are they wanting to see if he can handle the workload?
Well, I was going to say it could be a compliment. It could be an opportunity where they're just trying to get him a lot of reps in and see what he does. It might be because this is the first year that they're really, truly considering putting him in second, and they want to be really extra sure about that.
Makes sense.
I mean, he was incredible. He was exciting. I think he plays with a ton of heart and like someone who's just very excited to be out there and is 1,000% focused when he's on the field. I think he takes what he does very seriously. He's obviously exciting. He's explosive. And so those plays get people really excited. I try to taper it a little bit with the practicality of how we played Perine last year. I don't think he does that for us. So we also have to look at the complete package, what Mixon does for us. And then we need somebody different with a different skill set field to back him up. So I don't know. I'm trying to taper my excitement, but he sure is a ton of fun to watch, and I'm rooting for him.
Now this comment says Travion just ain't it. I think he has uphill battle to make the roster, but I think he had one of the best plays of the night when he caught that ball and stayed up. I don't know if you guys seen that. I seen that on the replay. I was like, oh, that's that looked like Barry Sanders.
Oh yeah, when he cut back, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way and I'm not comparing him to Barry Sanders. Trust me. I'm just saying that one play looked like a Barry Sanders type play.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a hell of a play.
And when it comes to Chris Evans and the kick returning job, it's got to be his at this point, does it not? I mean,
who else? Brandon Wilson. Like, is there an update on that guy? Like, did he play? Like,
I was thinking about Trent Taylor, but. Yeah.
Well, he's our punt returner, which...
Oh, yeah, he's the punt returner. That's right.
The next thing I have is the punter competition. If anybody has thoughts on that, I'm just, we at least got to see Drew Chrisman come out there and hold on a play where Mcpherson hit a freaking bomb. So that was nice, but I just don't know. Like,
that's why Huber's got the job right now, is because he is just a fantastic holder. Like, his punting is, as mid, as the kids say, but like, he's a fantastic holder. Him and Evan are perfectly in sync, and don't mess with a good thing, in my opinion. People forget how important the holder is. You see when that fucking idiot Tony Romo tried to do it? That's what I'm talking about. So yeah,
yes, sir.
Just make sure Huber keeps the job. They're in sync. I ain't trying to mess with it. So
you know what?
They're a boy band right now. And I think he keeps the job this year, and they have him just mentoring the guy that's going to take the reins from him, which, I mean, isn't he from LaSalle? Chrisman, isn't he from LaSalle? Yeah. And then Huber was from McNick, right? So it just kind of feels cool that we had Huber for forever, and then he's going to, pass the torch on to this next Cincinnati kid.
And Huber went to UC, and the other one,
Chrisman went to Ohio State. I got you, Derek.
So yeah. But yeah.
So yeah, I think Huber does it this year, and you're exactly right. Like a big portion of our points is probably going to come from that little group right there with field goals. And so do not screw with that, because that could hurt us bad. You lose games when you miss field goals. So I say keep it like it is, and then just let Huber mentor in his last year, Chrisman, and we're good.
Yeah, that would be ideal scenario, is that we can keep him around and we don't lose him to anybody, and he's here one more year. We can stash him. Huber stays for one more and go from there. I didn't have this down on the notes, but I thought it was good because I thought it was very much one way or the other with Thad Moss last night. He made a couple plays here and there, but he also had multiple holding penalties that cost Chris Evans big plays, the big run and the second touchdown.
Yeah.
So thoughts on Thad Moss?
When we all heard your dog barking, we talked about Moss for a little bit.
Yeah, that's who we were talking about when you were gone earlier.
Yeah. But
okay. So yeah, you guys hit on that.
Yeah. I just don't see like you guys said, I don't see he doesn't have anything really that he's just your everyday run of the mill like backup tight end. Not even backup, but like your training
practice
camp
squad.
body, practice squad tight end.
Now, did we get an update?
Really.
Sorry, Derek. Did we get an update on Wilcox, who got rolled up on? Because, I think he had the inside track for that, number 3 tight end spot.
Yeah, I can.
But he got rolled up on early in the game, and I hadn't really heard how severe or anything.
It looked bad.
It did look bad.
But as these things tend to go, sometimes you have what looks like a really bad injury on field is never normally as worse as a non-contact injury. So,
like Zach Wilson, everyone's favorite MILF hunter.
The MILF hunter.
Everyone thought he was out for the season, but then today it said
now they're saying, yeah.
Oh, the dude, his mum, who he slung it to, was making plays for the Commanders last night.
The dude's mum, who he slung it to. I love the way you phrased that.
That was the PC version. I could have said something a lot worse, but
I like that one. It was good.
He was making plays last night, so maybe that's what happened. He had his little Zach Wilson, what's it called? Voodoo doll. Fuck that fucker's knee up, and then went out there and balled catching passes from Carson Wentz.
Hey, where's my tinfoil hat when I need it? That's exactly theory. I am here.
Whitney, I thought you kept that thing on you,
It's in the room I usually am podcasting from.
The next one I had, which I know this is so structured tonight, and I hope people don't hate it, but it's, the season, and we do actually like to talk football too. But
we're not just idiots. We do like football.
The punt returner / last wide receiver spot or 2, I feel like is wide open. Like Kendrick Pryor, I didn't want to mention him with the other rookies because, my gosh, that guy balled out. Trent Taylor looked good. Is Stanley Morgan's spot locked in? Is Michael Thomas's spot locked in? And then Kwame Lassiter, is he going to make a push, as punt returner? So I just overall thoughts on all the wide receivers. The one guy I didn't even write down. Who am I missing? The guy with the hair. No, the guy with the hair that's been here.
Trent
Irwin.
No, Irwin.
Yeah.
Trenton Irwin.
We love
who's
Trent.
a solid guy, but I feel like he's going to have a tough time because he's not really.
He had one really good reception last night. It was pretty impressive.
He's a safe pair of hands.
But if you're thinking we already got the top 3, are we locking Morgan in at 4? Just around the horn answer on that quickly.
I think nothing's certain right now when it comes to our depth there.
I mean, I think like we said, the only thing that's certain is the 5 guys we got with, I think, like you said, Stanley Morgan and the other.
Michael Thomas. Are their spots locked or not? Is a big question.
Yeah, I think they are.
I think Stanley
didn't play it all last night.
I think Stanley's spot is locked just because he's shown enough on special teams alone, but also sometimes when they need a receiver that can come and do something and block on a certain play, that's your dude.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's at least locked for the roster. So that's 4, we'll say. And then if Mike Thomas is locked, that's 5. Are they even going to keep 6? I mean, is Mike Thomas's spot locked?
Maybe he's that one that they like you said last night, Dale. He's last year they cut him and then brought him back because there was a player that they had that they wanted to keep. They didn't want to just drop or whatever.
So that could be a Kwame Lassiter or a Kendrick Pryor potentially that they try to do the same thing this year, you guys think? Depending how the rest of the preseason goes.
Yeah, I think we got a good rotation of guys in there as well. I mean, Pryor made some great plays.
He's got ups.
Exactly. That dude was balling. So I think definitely if he can continue to play like that for the rest of the preseason, he's going to move up that depth chart pretty quickly. I mean, like we've said as well, Trenton Owen, I think the amount of third downs he caught last year, just like when we needed a catch on third down, sometimes he was just the only dude open when Joe had to get the ball out. And he is a very reliable guy. He's from Stanford, so he's smart. He's got beautiful hair, enchanting eyes. I think we keep him on the team regardless. But yeah, no, we've got a lot of talent. Just the problem with our wide receiver room is we've got the top 3 guys in the league in Chase, Higgins, and Boyd.
Yes.
No one's working with them. So we got guys who could be competing for wide receiver 3 spots in other teams, competing for our wide receiver 5 and 6 spots. I think we're going to be fine no matter what happens. But people keep balling in the preseason.
It happened last year though, and it didn't change anything. I think it's too hard to break into that group.
It is. I will say if Pryor keeps
nothing to do with how talented they are.
The way Pryor could make it is if he shows some special teams value in these next couple preseason games as a gunner, if they give him a shot as punt return or kick return or you know what I mean, to show more versatility than just like, oh, he's not going to give us any of that. Well, we're not going to keep him as a guy who probably won't see the field as a wide receiver, but we really like him.
Yeah, when you're at this level, you've got to be fighting for those special team reps. You've got to prove that, hey, I can do it all. I am not just going to be the guy who's out there catching 2 catches a game. I can be a gunner. I can be a returner. I can go out there and do what you need me to do. And I think that's what all those guys are fighting for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But Jay, real quick before we move on, I just want to say happy anniversary to Hude Joe and the wife.
JJ Streezy, Joe Streck. Happy anniversary, brother. We love you.
That's awesome.
As far as notes wise, before we can just talk about whatever, great vibes, man. Great seeing everybody. That was my favorite part of being there. Sorry, Whit and Karen. You guys weren't there. I wish you were. I wish you guys were there. But it was awesome.
I have my graters. I was okay.
Whit rage quit. Oh, I thought you rage quit for a minute. Whit.
I did for a second, but then I heard ice cream.
Yeah, then she heard ice cream. She was back.
I thought she was leaving because she didn't have ice cream.
I got some.
We did stop and get ice cream on the way home.
They used the koozie too.
Miley did.
That's a game changer. You can eat half a pint and your hands don't get cold. Ridiculous. Dangerous. America really is the land of the free, man.
It is. Best country. Because of ice cream koozies.
Oh, man. David. So my brother, also shout out to my brother who's going to have his first baby about a month from now. When he had his wedding shower, I didn't know the guys go 2 or whatever till that wasn't a thing when I had my kids. They're 12 and 16 now. But apparently that's a thing. So that's where I was a lot of the day, me and my nephew who's hanging out with me. And but yeah, he said, I can't believe when you had Frosty Rucker on, you didn't call him Rusty Fucker at least once.
Aww.
Oh man. But hey,
and I don't think he would have taken that well.
No.
And he was scary.
He was already pissed off because of the cutoff, so
I know. He was scaring me. I'm not gonna lie.
Motherfucker, I come on his show and he's in here in raggedy ass clothes and
I'm like, it's hot in the garage, buddy.
Raggedy.
We can't all have jerseys from China that look so good, Derek.
I know. Hey, it is what it is.
From China, you damn communist.
Now, was the quote of the night from Anthony Munoz?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I believe it was something similar to when a guy coming right in your face and delivers it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we all collectively said that's what she said at one time, right? Like we all said it together in unison.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, it was a Friday night. Sometimes a dude coming in your face on a Friday night is just what the doctor ordered.
no judgment here, right? But
that's what Evan Mcpherson said when he saw me in an LSU jersey. I was heartbroken.
Is that the one Florida guy you actually like, Karen, is Evan?
He's all right. I just know I get shit on because I said that Cade York is a better kicker and now he's gone to the Browns, so everyone thinks I'm some sort of fucking Benedict Arnold out here.
You better not say that again, dude, because Cameron put you in your place when you were on the show Wednesday. Our buddy Cameron. Shout out Fast Man Cam. I seen he was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still watching, but
yeah,
we love you, Cam. You're the man.
Cade York didn't do the bottle cap challenge, though, with a football, which Evan did. That was very impressive. Kicked the lid off of a Gatorade bottle from about 40 yards out with a football.
Now, do you guys want to talk about He Who Shall Not Be Named and his performance last night? Because I could go check on my dog. And
1 of 5, 7 yards.
My nephew is going to hop on for a little bit anyways. So,
yeah.
And then I'll be right
back.
No,
I don't have any need to talk about him, but I will give some shout out to Jaguar fans for giving him
Okay. All
proper
right. So
welcome.
Let me get my nephew on here, and I'll be right back.
All right.
So what we saying now? Duval.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, just a heads up for everyone. If you are in Paul Brown Stadium, buy a bottomless popcorn. It makes a great ice bucket for your wine or Birmingham mead. Just wanted to let everybody know about that.
Dale, you look really different, dude.
But
a lot of people tell me that we look exactly alike.
We can, but yeah,
I freaking love that. That was for a large popcorn.
Yeah.
Was that
like they're bottomless. You just keep going back and they keep filling it up. It was like $12, but that's what Declan wanted, so that's what we gave him.
I'm happy with $12 popcorn if it means we fucking give Joey a monster deal. I don't mind. I'll pay $7 for a water.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, so all your concession purchases are like a GoFundMe for. It's like a really yummy GoFundMe.
Yeah, definitely. It was like $17, $18 for. Like I got a thing of popcorn, a bottle of water, and a hot dog. So definitely, the prices. Hey, tickets may be still relatively cheap, but they made sure to get it somehow. But hey, if that's what it takes to keep Burrow, then I'll be happy to pay his salary.
Hey, I'll do anything to keep that man in Cincinnati. As a guy, he's been my quarterback since 2018 now. I don't give a fuck. I'm riding with this dude till the wheels fall off at this point. I wasn't even a Bengals fan till y'all drafted him, so I was just more of an LSU guy. So I was like, fuck it, I live in Cincinnati. He's at Cincinnati. Let's go for it. So fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are we calling you not Dale or what is Dale? What was your name?
My name is Braden.
Brennan. That's
Hi,
right.
Braden.
Braden.
What?
Tell him your middle name.
My middle name is Dale.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, man.
I love it.
So what was your favorite part of preseason last night?
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the game till I watched a condensed one earlier, but it was probably just seeing how well those those guys that we have in the quarterback spot was performing, because that shows that we have a decent depth for our backup spots.
Yeah. But shout out Drew Platt, and I wanted to make sure I say, is it Plitt or Platt, or how exactly do you pronounce his last name? I thought he had a very, very good night for that quarterback 3, quarterback 4 spot. I ultimately think, he's pushing for that number 3 spot, in my opinion. What's your guys' thoughts? Hometown guy, too.
Yeah. All the guys that they had there.
Go ahead.
All the guys that they had there, I think, did really well. I think the worst performance that I personally seen was out of Brandon Allen. I know he got hurt and everything, but like everyone else was putting the ball where it needs to be and putting it to where just our receivers can get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I was literally just looking at the replay where he just dropped that dime right over the shoulder into was it Kwame last? No, that was Pryor, wasn't it? That was Pryor where he just dropped it.
Pryor is insane.
Yeah. I think though there's this intangible thing that happens in preseason with some guys, and I think you saw it in those quarterbacks that they're out there with a different mindset than a Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen's had the backup role. He's probably got it locked down. He's trying not to get hurt. He's trying to be safe. He's trying to put his guys in positions where they can show what they can do. That he's managing things where you've got these other guys that are fighting for roles and fighting for roster spots and that kind of stuff. And so they're going to take some risks and they're going to try to ball out and they're going to try to look really awesome because this is their only chance. It's their audition. This is their job.
This is a job interview.
And so I think you're going to see slightly wilder or riskier looking or more exciting plays if they can pull it off from guys like that, just because they're approaching the preseason game totally different.
Yeah.
So,
and I was telling Dale last night that I'm trying to think of who's our QB3. It starts with a B. I just can't remember his last name.
Oh Jesus!
Anybody at all?
Browning, I think.
Jake Browning. There it is.
Thank you.
Yeah. I didn't think he played bad. I mean, the whole thing is he's smart enough to be able to move up into that spot once they move on from Brandon Allen, because I was telling Dale last night, he as long as he doesn't get the happy feet in the pocket, he can deliver those throws and be on target and on point. But the moment he gets a little bit excited, he loses all that concentration and everything. What was your thoughts, Kieran?
Yeah, it's one of those things, exactly like Whitney said as well. This is a job interview for those guys, and a guy like Brandon Allen, who's used to playing a certain way, he's used to just game managing, dinking and dunking. These guys get the opportunity to come out there, and they're like, "It's open, I'm taking it." Regardless of whether they think it's a good idea or not, they've got to do everything they want to make sure that they can continue to be an NFL player. Quarterback is the hardest job in the league. I don't care what anyone says. It is the hardest job in the league. And there's also way less roster spots for quarterbacks than there is anyone else, especially with a big part of these teams. Everyone has a guy who they're like, this is the guy for the next 10, 12 years. So you've got to fight, claw, scratch, punch whoever you got to punch to get to that number 2 spot. And then you can live a life of luxury. You get paid millions of dollars to stand and hold a clipboard. So,
I mean, you have to take the shots.
Mm-hmm.
It may not work out for you. You may end up looking like ass. You could get picked off, whatever. But you have to take the shots, or else you don't stand a chance. Like, this is your only time to get noticed. And not just by our team. They know that other teams are looking too. So it's an audition. They're going to take shots.
Yeah. Dale, I saw you comment on Braden turning 22, so happy early birthday. I would sing for you, but I don't know if we want to see that or not, or hear that. So,
nope.
Yeah, we'll just
we're not singing.
Leave it there.
Thank you.
We like you too much to do that to you, Braden. Trust me.
But any more thoughts on the game itself before we get into a little more shenanigans?
I was stoked to see the attendance. Like, what a time for Bengals fans! Like
60,000 plus. It was like 60,200 and something for a preseason game, y'all. That stadium holds 66,000 people.
Yeah,
insane.
I seen something on Twitter.
Insane.
I seen something on Twitter the other day that said like their attendance to one of the regular season games a couple years ago was like 40-some thousand, and then the preseason game was like at like that 60,000 mark. That just shows what, like, if you bring in a winning mentality, fans will come and they'll come flocking in from everywhere.
Well, the excitement is real for this team. We're all in love.
I said it, and I think a large part of it is Joe Burrow as well. We saw the city change itself when, just as he was drafted, no one even seen him play on the field yet, and already Cincinnati just had a bit more buzz about it. More people were going to fucking Reds games, for fuck's sake. More people were going to FCC games. More people were going to UC games. Everyone was excited, and now he's taken us to a Super Bowl. It's not a case of, oh, will Joe be able to get us there? It's a case of, when is he going to get us there again, and when is he going to win us one? Because we know he's going to win at least 2. So I'm excited for what the future holds.
They're an exciting team to watch. The Joe Burrow effect is real, and I think a lot of fans are also, there's that FOMO motivator too. Like, I don't want to be the fool that decided not to come this week and he makes history or does something insane, because, any given moment he can. I just love seeing the city come out and support the guys so much and reward the organization for being a baller organization the last few years. They've really changed their mindset. They've changed some of their historical tendencies and habits. They've changed. So I feel glad that the fans are rewarding the organization for how they've improved, how they run things the last couple seasons. So good for Cincinnati.
Definitely. And shout out, first of all, we got to talk about the dog. What kind of dog is he? Absolutely adorable.
Those eye patches, though.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name, Karen?
I think he unplugged.
This is Cole. And
Who?
he's a nightmare.
What's his name?
Cole.
Cole? Okay.
Yeah, he is a nightmare, aren't you, bud? Little shit eater. Oh, don't do that. Yeah, he's a little nightmare.
Great. You did great, Braden.
He ate shit out of the
Braden.
mower.
Hey, round of applause for Braden. That was great.
Awesome.
First time being on air, being live.
Yeah, you never went on anything like this, have you? No.
Yeah, great.
Good job, dude.
Hey, he's living in Dayton. What's that place you work at?
Round 1.
Round 1. Is that bowling? Have bowling? But you work at the bar? Yeah. Go hit him up if you live around that area.
Make some badass drinks.
Drinks on
Dirty
break.
Shirley. Shout out Christine.
Drinks are not on Braden, but tip good for him.
Drinks on break. Come in.
He's going to go to Wright State. He's trying to go back to college, get that rolling in his life,
I love it.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
But yeah, 60,000 people, if that's what we've got, we're not going to have another year like last year where we had Green Bay just absolutely overloading the stadium.
Hey, I don't want to necessarily end the episode, but I feel like, so we don't forget before we do end the episode, we should announce the winner of the jersey giveaway, which they'll want to DM you. Yeah. So 500 subscribers.
That's what we do. We wait till close to the end. That way you have to watch all of our shenanigans beforehand.
Well,
I hope I win.
I'm saying we don't have to end it now. I'm sorry, Whit, you didn't win. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We did the thing the other day, and we did it this morning at noon after all the stuff come in, and we number generator. All the people went from furthest back follower, and this is how these will all work going forward.
Are you sure?
We got the Sam Hubbard autograph jersey.
Did you take my name out?
I'm positive.
Don't lie to me.
Yeah,
So,
we
who
picked
can do
you
the
first
good-
and then threw it in the trash, and then was like,
Unless this is your burner account. Yeah.
Oh. That's right. It
doesn't
could
need
be.
She lives in Florida. She makes bank.
Yeah.
You do have burners?
Steak cooker.
yeah.
We can do a
Steak
good
cooker.
drum roll.
Hang
A good drum roll, and I'll announce the. And the winner is Denise Johnston.
Woo!
Denise Johnston on Twitter.
So make sure you hit up Derrick and you tell him what size jersey you want.
And I will get that bad boy shipped out to you.
On the way.
Yep.
And
if you want,
we appreciate all the support. And when we get to it,
White Tiger.
Awkward.
I was just going to say, if they want the White Tiger, if they want the regular white, if they whatever jersey you want, let me know. As long as it's available, obviously. If you want a Chinese one, I can get you that too, but they're not as nice. But
get the real deal, Denise. Take him for all he's worth.
Yeah, it's Derrick's money. Spend it, Denise.
Spend it.
Don't help him out.
$140.
Make him work more overtime.
Up to $140. I'm not going to buy none of those Vapor Elites or nothing like that. Oh, shit. So,
did you just break something?
Yeah.
Freezing again. I'm going to have to come back.
Yeah. You are, Dale. You're freezing.
Dale's freezing. Derrick's breaking glasses. Me and Whitney, the only ones holding it together tonight.
My Bengals glass, I just broke it.
Weird.
That must mean it's time to oh man, that's frustrating.
Oh no. That sucks. R.I.P. Dale's or Arrow's glass. That sucks.
I'm in my son's room too, so I'm gonna have to get this.
What's on your mug, Kieran?
Oh,
Kieran, what's on your mug?
Mess with the honk, you get the bonk. My girlfriend finds the best mugs on Amazon for me, and I think this was Etsy actually. She got me one. It's got a possum, a rat, and a raccoon on it, and it says "Trash Gang." But that's in the sink right now.
Oh man, I love it.
That's freaking hilarious. I love it.
She gets me the best presents just all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Like if I feel sick, I'll come home to like a new mug. It's fantastic.
We got too many mugs as a
faking a cough just so we can get stuff.
Yeah, like I really like that mug.
Hey, which I don't know if Kieran, you got a Bengals and Brews mug yet?
No, I haven't been sent one.
Yeah, I haven't been sent one.
No, I'm gonna pick one up soon. I need to get a shirt or something as well. Need something to drink on game day. I've got one Bengals mug and that's it. So I'm gonna need some more Bengals gear for this coming season.
I'm minus a Bengals wine glass, so.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. Can we get a moment of silence?
Yeah, moment of silence. But anyway. I don't really have too much else tonight. Anybody got anything else that wanted anything about the game, anything about the stadium? Elizabeth Blackburn, once again, chilling, hanging out with the boys, everybody in section 300. So you never know. She's just going to pick a random seat at a random game and just hang out with the fans. So
I love that she does that.
I do too.
Yeah.
She's hanging out with the Canopy Crazies this weekend.
Yeah, she shot the breeze with Matt's daughter for a few minutes. Like, super generous with her time.
Yeah,
she's awesome. Yeah, but no, I got nothing else. I actually am sick of talking to you guys. So let's go.
I was about to say, her talking to everyone. I really just love the fucking culture that this Bengals team has now. I'm gonna say I was a little bit critical of Zach Taylor last year on some play calls, but the culture he's built is fantastic, and it goes all the way to the front office, the support staff. You know, everyone's lovely. I've never had a problem with a Bengals fan, especially at PBS. I'm so happy of what this team is right now. And that extends past Jamar Chase being the best receiver, past Joe Burrow being the best quarterback. This extends all the way to equipment managers, guys who are just out there in the stadium selling beer and shit. This team is fantastic.
Yep. Shout out Tuck,
right?
All right, guys. So is there anything else? Am I choppy?
No, you're good.
You're all right now.
Okay. I wasn't sure. You guys want to end this one, Derrick?
Yeah, I don't have really
Whitney's like, yes,
else.
please.
Yeah, I have a piece. I just got to tell you, the reason I want to leave you guys is I got a piece of peanut butter and jelly cake. Peanut butter and jelly cake.
I mean,
yes, and I got to get to it.
Have you tried
I know
it?
I've never heard of such a thing. No, I'm excited.
Okay. Well, let us know in the group chat.
Mentioning it.
I will. I will.
Let us know
Ship
how
me
it
a
was.
piece.
All right, Whitney, promote your stuff, and I'll let you go. And then.
All right, I am Bengals Whitney, and I hang with the girls weekly at Tigers Talk. So find us on Twitter at Tigers Talk Pod, and you can join us on YouTube too.
All right, Whit. Thanks. Love you.
Love you.
Kieran, promote your stuff, sir.
Yeah, for Thomas Hodder, who's in the chat, he asked earlier, that is my Twitter at right there. I have an Instagram, but there's like one picture on it. Yeah, check me out on Twitter. DM me if you want like a banner or a profile picture made. I just do that shit when I'm bored. And
do you want to call out the guy one more time also before you finish the promotion?
What, Nick Kahns?
Yeah, before I
called him out again today on Twitter. I'm going to keep going until he blocks me, but he's got at least 150 pounds on me because he is a big guy. So he's got at least 150 pounds on me, probably half a foot of height. I know, here's the problem. I don't know if he's 8 years old or 50. I don't know if you saw the picture. Yeah,
I did. I was
I don't know if
he's
I don't know if he's finishing elementary school or he's ready to retire. I'm not quite sure what his deal is. But yeah, Nick, you got 100 pounds on me, at least half a foot. If you don't fight me, it's literally because you're a fucking pussy. You're a little bitch. You're a batty man.
Did he respond at all?
He responded to another tweet that I made in a thread of his. And then I said, hey, while I have you, why don't you respond to my offer to set up a charity boxing match? And he fucking ducked it. So I know he's seen it. And I know for a fact that a group chat he's in. I'm friends with a Steelers fan who's not Steelers fan, a Browns fan who's in a group chat with him. So I know he's fucking seen these tweets. I just know
it's for charity. It's for charity.
Fight him.
Fight Kieran.
I get that with his, massive endorsement of Deshaun Watson, he doesn't want to do anything to help survivors of sexual assault or women who have, had crimes committed against them by men. So if he doesn't want to do that, that's fine. But when a guy who weighs 170 pounds, who is 5'9", and I'm talking 170 pounds dripping wet because I have been working out like crazy. That's just what I do. But if he don't want to fight me when he's got 150 pound and half a foot advantage, that just makes him look soft as baby shit.
There it is.
Now promote the rest of your stuff if you can transition.
That
is a hard transition, but
I got I'm gonna have a video coming out on my YouTube tomorrow, just talking a little bit about the rookie quarterbacks and how they've looked. It's gonna be like a commentary thing rather than one of my structured videos. So just come in, hang out, let me know what you think, and go from there. Also subscribe because it's fucking free, and you can just unsubscribe later if you don't like my shit.
Exactly.
Yep. One more time, good luck to White Hubert and his family. Prayers for y'all. Whether it's mental, physical, whatever it is, good luck with whatever he does.
To move on and do the next thing in his life,
Yep.
It could be that simple. All right, Karen, we love you, brother. We'll let you off here, and then we'll close out the show.
Yeah, nice to finally have a show with Derrick.
I know. Yeah. I'm never on,
It just runs the structure right away. Right away, it runs the structure.
Nah, it was great, and it was really nice to meet you finally, man.
Yep, absolutely. Me too, Kieran.
Hooday, brothers. Bengals World Order.
All right. Love you, bruv.
Love you, bruv.
Let's get them ribs.
All right, Derrick. You want to say anything stupid before I play the video?